I think this rally has legs. We are going to get corporate tax reform eventually, but there will be some kabuki theater that investors have got to watch for a while. And the reason for that is that Paul Ryan, who's the Speaker of the House, he wants to get a comprehensive tax reform, lowering marginal tax rates for both individuals and for corporations. The problem is they would need Democratic votes in the Senate in order to get that passed. They need 60 votes. A lot of people do not believe that the Democrats want to get individual tax reform because they think that's giving money to the rich. However, the plan B is that then they will put up a pure corporate tax reform bill. A lot of Democrats will support that because they know that a 35% marginal tax rate, the highest corporate tax rate in the developed world, is just crazy, and it's driving businesses out of America. Trade unions are in favor of lowering those taxes. So I think that eventually we will get corporate tax reform, but we may not get individual tax reform.
I agree with you. A lot of this kabuki theatre, as you put it, Paul, is just that, is just political noise. And the markets so far have done a fairly reasonably good job of taking it out. But it does mean policy paralysis, doesn't it? It does mean that corporates are going to find it very difficult to plan ahead, especially if the tax regime is not clear.
Well, Reuters today came out with a lead story this afternoon, basically saying that they're now down to a very few conflicts that they're trying to resolve in terms of corporate tax reform. So we should know probably in the early fall what the elements are of that corporate tax reform. But I'll tell you, the thing that's going to change for investors is that we're going to have a once in 30-year restructuring of the stock market, because there are some companies like, say, Microsoft and IBM that pay 5 to 7% marginal tax rates because they keep a lot of their money offshore. Part of the tax reform is that all that money is going to be brought back into the United States at a 10% tax rate, and then after that it will go up to the 15 or 20% tax rate in the future. Those companies, global companies, are going to be paying more taxes, and that's going to be a hit to their earnings. Companies that are mainly U.S.-centric and get most of their earnings in the United States and are paying the 35% marginal tax rate, they're going to have a massive cut in taxes, and that's going to go directly to their earnings.